exposing the chaos behind the Paris 2024 Olympics. The grand vision of hosting a flawless and memorable Olympic Games in the heart of Paris has unfortunately unraveled into a series of scandals, delays, and disappointments. What was meant to be a celebration of athletic excellence and international unity has instead become a cautionary tale of mismanagement and unmet expectations. Are they truly a failure? The question lingers in the minds of many as they witness the stark contrast between the high hopes and the harsh reality. The empty stands and the disheartened faces of sports fans tell a story of unfulfilled promises and shattered dreams. The dream of a flawless Paris 2024 Olympics has turned into a nightmare. The city, known for its charm and elegance, now finds itself grappling with the fallout of an event that was supposed to elevate its global standing. Instead, it has exposed the cracks in the system and the challenges of hosting such a monumental event. From incomplete infrastructure to organizational chaos, the problems are piling up. Let's break it down. First, inadequate infrastructure. The ambitious plans for state-of-the-art venues and facilities were marred by delays and budget overruns. The sight of unfinished stadiums and construction sites became a common and disheartening sight. Many vital Olympic venues weren't completed on time. The construction delays not only affected the athletes but also the overall experience for spectators and visitors. The promise of a seamless and spectacular event was overshadowed by the reality of incomplete projects and last-minute fixes. Athletes and spectators faced subpar conditions, leading to widespread frustration. The Olympic Village, which was supposed to be a haven for athletes, turned into a source of stress and discomfort. Spectators who had traveled from around the world found themselves dealing with logistical nightmares and inadequate facilities. Coordination among organizing committees was a mess. The lack of clear communication and effective planning led to a series of blunders and mishaps. The disorganized meetings and chaotic event setups were a far cry from the meticulous planning that is expected for an event of this magnitude. Transportation delays, accommodation issues, the list goes on. The transportation system, which was supposed to efficiently move thousands of people, struggled to keep up with the demand. Athletes and visitors alike faced long waits and overcrowded conditions, adding to the overall sense of frustration and disappointment. Imagine trying to navigate a city in chaos. The influx of tourists and the strain on the city's infrastructure created a chaotic environment. Lost tourists, crowded streets, and overwhelmed public services painted a picture of a city struggling to cope with the demands of hosting the Olympics. Participation and interest hit rock bottom. The low turnout at Olympic events was a stark reminder of the challenges faced by the organizers. The empty seats and lack of enthusiasm were a far cry from the vibrant and energetic atmosphere that is typically associated with the Olympics. Compared to previous games, there was a significant drop in spectators and athletes. The comparison with past Olympics highlighted the stark difference in attendance and participation. The once crowded venues now stood empty, a testament to the challenges and setbacks faced by the Paris 2024 organizers. Security concerns and soaring costs kept people away. The heightened security measures, while necessary, added to the overall sense of inconvenience and frustration. The soaring costs of tickets and merchandise further alienated potential spectators, making the event inaccessible to many. And let's not forget the controversies. The Paris 2024 Olympics were marred by a series of scandals and controversies that further tarnished the event's reputation. From doping scandals to financial mismanagement, the negative headlines overshadowed the athletic achievements and the spirit of the Games. Doping scandals cast a dark shadow over several events. The integrity of the competition was called into question as doping scandals emerged, involving high-profile athletes and casting a pall over the Games. The rigorous testing and subsequent revelations of doping violations added to the sense of disillusionment. China's anti-doping agency called for increased scrutiny on U.S. athletes, adding fuel to the fire. The international tensions and accusations further complicated the situation, creating an atmosphere of mistrust and suspicion. The call for increased scrutiny on U.S. athletes by China's anti-doping agency highlighted the global nature of the controversy. Australian field hockey was rocked by a cocaine scandal. The scandal involving the Australian field hockey team added another layer of controversy to the Games. The revelation of drug use among athletes not only affected the team's performance but also raised questions about the pressures and challenges faced by athletes. Tom Craig's arrest brought unwanted attention to the team, highlighting the pressures athletes face. The arrest of Tom Craig, a prominent member of the Australian field hockey team, brought unwanted attention and scrutiny. The incident highlighted the immense pressures faced by athletes and the potential consequences of succumbing to those pressures. Meanwhile, Indian wrestler Vinesh Phogat faced Olympic heartbreak. The story of Vinesh Phogat, a talented Indian wrestler, added a personal and emotional dimension to the narrative. Her journey to the Olympics was fraught with challenges, and her eventual disqualification was a heartbreaking moment for her and her supporters. Missing her weight limit by just 100 grams led to a devastating disqualification. The narrow margin by which she missed the weight limit underscored the fine line between success and failure in the world of competitive sports. The emotional toll of her disqualification was evident as she grappled with the disappointment of seeing her Olympic dream slip away. Despite her victories, her Olympic dream ended abruptly. Vinesh Phogat's story is a poignant reminder of the highs and lows of the Olympic journey. Despite her previous victories and achievements, her Olympic dream came to an abrupt and heartbreaking end, leaving her to reflect on what might have been. Economically, the Games were a disaster. The financial impact of the Paris 2024 Olympics was another significant aspect of the overall failure. The anticipated economic boost for the city did not materialize, and instead, the Games left a trail of financial deficits and economic challenges. Instead of boosting Paris's economy, they led to financial deficits and increased public debt. The high costs associated with hosting the Olympics, coupled with the lower-than-expected revenue, resulted in financial strain for the city. Protests against the Olympic costs further highlighted the public's dissatisfaction and the economic burden imposed by the event. The combination of these factors has led many to view the Paris 2024 Olympics as a complete failure. The culmination of infrastructure issues, organizational chaos, low participation, controversies, and economic challenges has led to a widespread perception of failure. The critical news headlines and public sentiment reflect the disappointment and disillusionment with the Games. What should have been a celebration of athletic prowess and international unity has been overshadowed by mismanagement and scandal. The Paris 2024 Olympics were meant to be a showcase of the best in sports and a celebration of global unity. Instead, they have been overshadowed by a series of missteps and controversies that have left a lasting impact on the event's legacy. So what's the legacy of Paris 2024? Only time will tell. The true legacy of the Paris 2024 Olympics remains to be seen. While the immediate aftermath is marked by disappointment and criticism, the long-term impact on the city, the athletes, and the Olympic movement will unfold over time. The hope is that lessons will be learned, and future events will benefit from the experiences of Paris 2024.